selling this stuff, you know, is Ramirez, not as Cleveland gonna win the pennant, but is Ramirez gonna get a hit? The Class A stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, this guy was saying that it's particularly young men, not girls as much, doing all the, what do you call it, not prospecting betting,
Parlay.
Props.
prop bet, yeah, prop. And this guy said that young men, it's much more young men, and their brains are still developing in their early
Right.
20s. And they're getting addicted to gambling. You know, at the bottom of the screen will say, call 800 if you haven't gambled. You know, they wanna addict you, and they say, call 800, you know.
That's the
And
way.
and they're all making more money, the Guardians, the Browns, the Indians. And, are you seeing much of that? I mean, you're retired, are you seeing gambling stuff that's a problem with young men especially?
I'm not saying it, but I read about it.
I am, just when they start allow gambling to be legal and the rise of the apps that you can, so I'm watching all this, most of the younger guys in here, they're not even watching the game no more. They trying to see, they got an extra parlay to see if such and such made X amount of assists or made X amount of points. So they're not enjoying the game because they're gambling
I've
now.
heard that, yeah, I can see that.
Right. So, and it's become, for a few of them, it's became a problem.
And the announcers in the middle of the game.
Right, it's so
The
easy.
announcers for the Guardians,
Right.
you know, paid by the team,
Right,
talk
it's,
pushes.
it's so easily accessible.
Yeah,
now.
it's a bit of it, it's a drug, I mean.
Yeah, it's
It gets
definitely
in their
a
head,
drug.
right?
Right, it's easily
So you didn't
accessible
see,
now.
when did you retire? How long ago, Ms. Brown?
Oh, well, well, are you saying my first job or my second?
Well, you're a social work job.
No,
So you didn't see the gambling stuff's pretty much the last five
Yeah,
years.
not the way that you can do it on the phone. And see, that's where the scary part of all of it is, because, you know, when the younger people, when they pull themselves away and they're in their phones, it's as if you take their phones away, it's like you're taking their life away. And I literally have a girl, so I retired from the county in 2009, but I worked at juvenile court, and then my last 7 years I worked at the county, but I'm still a foster parent recruiter for an organization called SAFI, and I'm actually retiring next month. So I will have worked 45 years before these babies was even born. I was working on, I've been, you know, out here in the community, as they say, boots on the ground. So, like you. And so, I'm reading, trying to stay abreast on all of this information, because I have grandchildren, and I teach the children at church. And so I am wanting to make sure that I stay abreast, because I want everybody to know, because I'm having to learn this information myself. But the things that we're learning and the things that we're seeing, and seeing the way that the phone really can pull our children away, it is very scary, and we have to stay ahead of that. And so for him to say, you know, that they're on the phone, not even enjoying the game, you know, that's, you know, that's crazy. But it's all about, what are we getting that message? It's all about money. You know, that's the message we're getting.
My son is 24 years old. He's a teacher at Cleveland Public Schools.
Right, so then he's selling him
Okay.
too.
I'm so proud of him. He's music education.
You musical?
He gets it from somewhere, but not from me.
And your grandkids are how old, Ms. Brown?
10, 7, and 5. And they live in Toledo. They live in
Mr.
Toledo.
Bush, you got grandkids?
No, I have 3 of them. One of them is 26, one of them is 16, and the other one is 14.
26-year-old live here?
Yes, they're all in Twinsburg. Yeah,
Close enough.
but they were hooked on Roblox, and they had to explain it to me, and I understood the violence and the misconceptions that the kids are picking up from watching it. And you know what, my issue is always this: do we deal with the children and what's happening to them and what they're doing, or do we go for the parents who are supposed to be in a position to teach them? And when the parent is giving the kids these tools as a means of having a babysitter, we have to wonder what's coming first, the horse or the cart? And what do we need to do to address it? That's my concern. I was with SAPI also, I was a trainer working with the foster parents. And some of the stories that I've heard about the children and the lives that they lead, it always makes me wonder, where do we start this process? Do we start it with the parents or do we start it with the kids?
And I think it's a both and.
And I mean, it's foreign to. How are you, sir?
Senator, good to see you again. Your old Republican Ted Front.
Okay.
I got stuck here thinking notes for those years.
Tell me your name again.
Kevin, we first met in Chagrin Falls on one of your first dates with Eddie Krause.
Eddie Krause.
And
Is he mayor? Is he still mayor?
He's still the mayor, sold.
Sold, not Chagrin Falls.
Yeah. But he did do the trail.
Yeah.
He completed it from Solon to Chagrin.
And you live in Chagrin?
I do.
That's a drive from there.
Right.
Did you grow up in Lakewood or you grew up here?
I grew up in the east side of Cleveland, in the Collinwood area.
Yeah, my wife and I lived in Cleveland until we moved to Columbus because we got 5 grandkids and now 10 minutes away. They were 2 hours here, so. And we lived here all our lives and it was hard to leave, but we can see the kids.
You also have something in common with Kevin and I. We're on the board at Stella Maris,
Oh,
which is the last time I saw you.
that is such a great place.
Great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was there, I've been there every year or 2 years. Have you been involved for a long time?
Yeah, actually Kevin brought
I do,
me
we
in.
make referrals to Stella Maris
of
for
course you
our
do.
clients.
Probably over 2 years already.
Yeah.
And that's not just alcohol, that's addiction, any kind of addiction.
Mental health. And,
Yeah.
All
Mental health and
It's
addiction.
the oldest facility.
It's 100 years old.
76. 77.
76 years old.
I think so.
Yeah. I did want to make, if I may, one comment. Technically, some of us are old enough to remember when we talked about how many acts of violence kids would see in their lifetime in television. And the studies basically concluded that most kids were not affected. If they had a predisposition to mental health issues, etc., they would be most prominently affected. The problem with, and I'm a tech guy, part of the problem as well as the solution, is that it's personified, it's intense. It's 10 times the amount of what they saw in the past. And it isn't just children who had a predisposition to the mental health issue. It's your everyday kid just seeing way too much that we didn't see, you know. It
And that
almost
clearly
makes us
affects,
feel,
you see that too, Mr. Perry, right?
it is, and the gambling is real, it's intense. I've seen good young people I know that work in our shop, you know, come in tearful. I just dropped 30K last night.
Oh,
I mean, it's real, it's intense, and it's scary. The final thing I'll say, you know, the Stanley Adelson essay contest at City Club, I have been fortunate to read.
Stan was the first Jew in the city. Before, and then, 20 years later, the first African American, and then,
That's
10
right.
years later.
So I read the essays, and this year was machines, AI learning. Is it free speech? And what's astonished me, I'm a conservative person, but also liberal, and it's the machine's fault. And it was only a fraction of the kids that said it's the proofreader. So no accountability to this that's going on. And it's running like a freight train. And it isn't a political issue. It's an issue of indoctrination, of negative things. And there are, yes, research and streaming and entertainment and all these good things, educational, but there's also a lot of stuff we gotta get our head out of the sand and say, way too much of this, garbage in, garbage out.
But it is political. It
Yeah,
is
it's all
political.
political.
Yeah,
It's made,
it's definitely still,
because these tech companies have so much
right.
influence where I used to work. It's just,
right.
they just have way too much influence.
And speaking of Moss, you talked about Moss the third, out of Chicago. His 5 minutes after his service that he does every Sunday, he talked about this week about how the digital ads are coming through, targeting the African American community to emphasize issues between Nigerians, Haitians. This is crazy. I never would have, first of all, that wouldn't have been anything that would have, if I saw it, wouldn't have been anything that I bought. But when you have people who don't know, and then they fall for these crazy lies, like the Springfield story. I mean, how crazy was that about the Haitians and the cats? So, but this is the thing, people are actually, getting this information and believing it.
Politicians are willing to lie about it.
Right.
The thing I was telling them earlier, and this is when I talk to my younger people to try to engage them politically, again, I believe in having the conversations in my business. And one thing that turns them off about the Democratic Party is they say our messaging. The party is so divided, whereas the messaging for Republicans is dead on. If you ask just when the government shut down, you go to any channel, they'll say, Schumer shut the government down. All of them. I don't care what network you went to. And then our messaging is all over the place. It's not succinct. And so the young people, they're confused because I go to this channel, I go to this person's page on social media. We all over the place because we're divided. And then secondly, again, when I speak, I speak from what the barbershop said. They say the Dems are soft. We cower in adverse times. Those with Michelle Obama, God bless her. But we don't want to do the when they go low, we go high thing no more. Like,
No, for good reason.
they ready to roll up our sleeves, and they like, we don't have the person, the man, the woman, to say let's fight. And so that's what's turning them off about the party, the messaging and the backbone, for lack of a better term. So this is
I hear you.
from the barbershop.
I hear it more than the barbershop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, standing fight.
Yeah.
And can I say something as well? I've always known you to be somebody to try to bring Ohioans together, and I think that's what we're missing too. But you got the 3 C's, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. But in between you had the farming, agriculture sector, and somehow we just got to figure out a way to bring it all together, to boost our state.
Yeah.
So backfill, affordability, you're hearing, so some people are not coming in as often.
They're not coming in as often. I had
You
clients.
just hear people all the time say they can't afford whatever.
They can't afford. And what I gotta explain to my team, well, for instance, like we're here right now, it's the Thursday right before the weekend. We're here, thank God, and the shop isn't empty just because you're here, Senator. It's empty because it slowed down it slowed down tremendously for us because people just can't afford it. I have to tell my team, we have to realize a haircut is a luxury. So I'm grateful for every client that I have, but it's not a necessity. People are spending their money on necessities now. Food, gas, things of that nature. And then if they got a few extra dollars, then they'll go get a haircut. So yeah, it slows down tremendously because people are barely making it. And again, when we have these conversations, other people say, yeah, well, I heard you got a raise or you got $10 an hour more on your job, but they like, yeah, I used to pay $850 for rent. Now I'm paying $1,700. So I still can't afford to live. And the people that's the hourly people that might not have a skill set, and they're living in, I'm not gonna name the communities, but they're living in really bad areas that they don't wanna live in, and these are the single moms that come in with their 3 kids, and little boys is telling me that they didn't get no sleep because it was so loud around their house. And I know what they're talking about because it was probably something on the news this morning when I know the areas that they're coming from. People just cannot afford it. We shouldn't have to just go to work, go home and go to sleep so I can go to work the next day. That's not what life is, or it shouldn't be, but that's what they're finding themselves. People that formerly had one job. That's Chubb right there. Chubb had to go get a job. This is Andre right
You're
here.
working here?
Yeah, but it slowed down for him. He had to go get another job. Andre right here. He's driving trucks right now. He's not here, but that's his station. So
What's your other job?
I work at a factory called Sealed Air. We make plastic bags. Just say you go to Amazon package your bags. We make those. And
Can I ask what they pay an hour?
21 on first shift, 23 on third, but
You get any health care?
yeah, healthcare. Yeah, you get everything here for real.
but he didn't have to do that previously.
You were here full time before.
Yeah, I was here full time and then it slowed, so yeah, I go
What do you do about what's happened to your employees in terms of health care? Your insurance has been pretty good.
Yeah, I got insurance for the work.
Well, I got a lot of entrepreneurs that come to me, and
Their insurance keeps going up.
they're paying out the wazoo.
And they were in
But
Obamacare,
some-
and the prices went up.
Right, they're
You
paying out
have
the
county-
wazoo.
your county insurance,
Absolutely.
which is good, right?
Very efficiently affordable.
But out of pocket, a lot of my entrepreneurs are paying out of pocket and for very mediocre, at best, insurance.
You have to pay a lot out of the pocket. I didn't hear your name.
Darnell.
Darnell?
Yeah.
You can see some, sure.
Paying so much, I never even went to the doctors to even know what I pay out.
He young, so
So,
these conversations, this is part of the disconnect conversation. The emergency room is insurance for him. And he a young man, so he don't go to the doctor unless something is falling off.
I mean, if I had to go get a physical, I'd go get one, but if I ain't gotta go get it.
Someday it'll be as old as Terry. You better get
Yeah.
one day.
But
So I wouldn't go get it if I didn't have to go.
So if you could get, if you decide you want to get a physical, would you have to pay out of pocket or no?
I think it was a copay at a certain
$20
point in
or
time.
$50 or something, or you know?
I think mine was 50 or 60 at a point in time.
It's not worth doing because you're feeling okay.
Yeah, as long as I can get up and walk.
when you 25, 30, you bulletproof at that
You're
age.
bulletproof.
You know what I'm saying?
You bounce right back up when you're 6.
You live forever, like you said.
Anyone else you grew up here?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
Martin Luther King Junior High School. It's closed now. They just closed it. Well, they closed it in 2019. They closed it.
Well, Sandra, I think one of the good things I hope you're hearing today is, even with the disparity that Waverly and his team is describing, it is not about a work ethic.
Yeah.
These men are working 2 jobs.
Yeah, the guy I'm running against said people want to work harder. Wow.
If you recall,
People
during
work harder than
COVID,
ever before in this country, and they get less.
I'm trying to clone myself, but I haven't got the technology.
You
yet.
need to open 4 more shops, man. You gotta work harder. Are you always here or do you go around the other ones?
I used to go to other ones, but this is my primary location. I got some good guys running the other one. But even a few of them, they went and got jobs because it's so slow. They
Do you have
still,
another job?
do I?
Yeah.
I work at a barber college. So yeah, I guess I went and got another job myself.
during COVID, as a tech person, I was astonished on my way home when Central Business were open. And I'd go by any library, and there would be 8, 10, 12, 16 CMSD students after hours sitting outside the library. I said, Felton, what's all these kids out here? He said, they don't have internet at home, which is why we've gotten involved in Digital C and the effort there. We've already lit 8,600 schools.
Yeah.
Think about during COVID and how others learn. You gotta go to the library at night to do your homework. And that told me right then and there that digital access, for example, is a human right.
And you started doing, Josh is my client, the CEO at Digital C.
Josh, I'll see him tonight.
I've been in his ear for years to give me internet. I showed him my bill from the company I was at, and now we got Digital C internet now. for small businesses.
They're doing a great job, and by the way, they're a good just so you know, said to say hello. And I just saw JP from, Ohio Jobs About, said to say hello.
Well, thank you.
By the way, Mayor
Mr.
Pip
Bose,
kicked
thank
off
you.
the
No, but what
team
I-
here.
I
Yeah,
came
yeah,
to get
yeah,
back on the
sure.
block, so
Yeah,
what are
yeah,
we
just
gonna
tell
do?
them
What
that.
if, I mean, the,
Oh,
what is
that's part of the
the
plan.
on the ground work that we're supposed to be doing?
Michaela, who is out there, she.
Right, because,
We're gonna have we're gonna work barber shops and door to door and phone
Right.
calls and postcards, and we gotta do better.
right, and so I was telling
And we
them,
gotta fight back and be more aggressive.
I
Yeah,
jumped
please.
on, I mean,